Hey guys, so if you've been following my channel, I have been doing updates about our house and the renovation. If you have been following, you probably noticed that I haven't updated in a few weeks. I missed an upload, I think 2 weeks ago, and then my most recent video had nothing to do with the renovation. So now I'm back and I'm ready to talk about it, and I'm ready to talk about some of the stuff that happened. So starting off with 3 to 4 weeks ago, we finished up demolition. Nick did all of the other demolition, all the stuff that I didn't do in my previous video, and that went pretty well with only a hitch or two, so we were pretty happy with that. So then my dad came over and he finished ripping off the drywall, he did the electrical, we got the electrical panel moved downstairs, we replaced a lot of the insulation, and we created a vapor barrier. So during all of this and while all of this is going on, we designed our kitchen with the IKEA kitchen planner. We just used our home computer. You can go right online and do it from home, so we made sure to do that, and we ordered our kitchen. When we ordered our kitchen, we set up a delivery date, and everything was delivered on November 17th, which was a Sunday. So about 10 days after that, on November 27th, I think it was a Wednesday, my dad was over, he was finishing up some things, and he was getting ready to start, planning to put the cabinets in. We had the cabinets all delivered, and he was kind of drawing on the walls and just trying to figure out how things would fit. And this is when shit hit the fan. So while my dad was planning, he realized that IKEA doesn't include the toe kick in the measure of the cabinets. So first off, the toe kick is just the bottom portion of your cupboards. It's touching the floor. It's so that you don't kick your cupboards, so you can, slide your toes in while you're washing your hands or cooking your supper. And also, so your cupboard doors don't drag on the floor when you open them, so you have a space, you have a toe kick. So as I was saying, IKEA doesn't include that toe kick measurement in the full size of the cabinet. So say you have a 90-inch pantry cabinet, one of the tall cabinets, it's really 94.5 inches tall because the toe kick is 4.5 inches. We didn't have 94.5 inches to work with. We only had 91 inches. Like, we were working with really tight quarters. We knew it was going to be tight, but as soon as 4.5 inches extra got thrown in, it was game over. So right away we realized what we had to do, and that was to return the entire kitchen. Now obviously there was parts of the kitchen we could have kept, but going through and picking all of that out would have been so much harder than just returning it all and reordering it. So that night, Wednesday, me and Nick floored it to IKEA. We got on one of their computers in store and we redesigned the kitchen. Basically same design, just with 30-inch cabinets instead of 40, and with our tall cabinets we did 80 instead of 90, so that way we would have the space for the toe kick. Also, being in store, what was super helpful is we had someone there to assist us along the way, and there was a lot of little things that we potentially missed not having that help. So if one thing I can give you right now, a lesson, would be if you're designing your own IKEA kitchen and you haven't done it before, at least go into the store, design it there, so that way you can ask questions. Things like end panels that go on the sides of your cabinets so you get the same finish. Things like toe kick sizes. Maybe if you already have your appliances but you need cupboards to cover your appliances, like for example our dishwasher. Our dishwasher needs to go under the counter, but it's not a cupboard, if that makes any sense. So just things like that. Being in store, you can ask questions. So we designed the whole kitchen again and save it and print it. So the problem was we couldn't get them to order it right then and there because we would have had to take it right then and there. Normally you'd order it and you'd have someone pick it and deliver it at a later date. But because we needed this in by the weekend, we needed to order it and take it home right away. So we get her to check the stock. She says most things are in stock, minus a few cabinet doors or whatever, which aren't a big deal. They come in every week, they have shipments, so cabinet doors weren't a big deal. The big deal was our base cabinets. So the next day we couldn't do anything. It was Thursday, and we actually had like the first kind of messy weather and snowfall of the year, and Nova Scotia was pretty messed up. The whole commute home or commuting anywhere is a complete disaster, and it was really bad. So my drive home is usually about 7 minutes, and it took me 2 hours to get home. We really couldn't do anything. The roads were not great, so we had to wait till Friday to start the whole process. which on top of it all was Black Friday. So on Friday, I had to go to work, but Nick rented a U-Haul and he loaded up the entire kitchen that we had delivered. He put it into the U-Haul, he drove to IKEA, he had to unload the entire van by himself into IKEA, and then they had to scan each individual item back into the store. So there was quite a few discrepancies there. They were saying we're missing items, but we were only missing 4 items, which hilariously, he forgot to put the toe kicks into the U-Haul, which I ended up returning later that night. But they kept saying that we were missing like 42 items or something crazy like that. And I think there's actually still like a case open right now where they're trying to figure out where the items went, because we have no items here. There are no extra items, so yeah, I can't wait to see how that turns out. But basically, it took him like 5 hours with, you know, disputing and like trying to figure it out. And then he had to replace the order and wait for them to pick the entire order again and then bring it out to the U-Haul. So luckily by the time all of that happened, he came home, me and my dad and him all helped, and we brought it back into our house. So Saturday comes along and my dad is finishing the ceiling, he's finishing the drywall, he's finishing all the little stuff, so that Sunday he can just do the cabinets, have them done, because we absolutely need them done for Monday. So Saturday during the day, my dad did all the prepping and then he went home. And Saturday night, me and Nick mixed up some leveler and planned to level the floor. Leveler is just like this concrete mix that you mix up and you pour on your floor, and it kind of seeps into the uneven areas on your floor to kind of help even out a crooked house, which we have a very crooked house. So before you pour your leveler, you're supposed to tape any holes in the floor that you might have so that the leveler doesn't seep down. So we taped, and then we mixed up the leveler, and then we poured. So we made another big mistake here, and this is another lesson for anyone doing renovations. We didn't do a test pour, we just poured out the entire bucket the first time around, which you shouldn't do. You should do a little test pour and then go check your basement or whatever to see if it's pouring through, which in our case, it was. Maybe it's a crack in between 2 pieces of wood, but basically we had leveler leaking into the basement, which that should be a fun job to clean up. So lesson number 2 here is do a test pour. Don't just pour the whole thing out. Now that's done, it is Sunday, it is doomsday, we need to get the cabinets in. Unfortunately, I had to go to a baby shower, not that I'm useful anyway with any of this. I'm not, you know, handy, I don't know how to put cabinets in. I feel like I would just slow people down more than I would help speed up the process. So I go to my baby shower, and not my baby shower, I'm not pregnant. Anyway, I go to a baby shower and Nick, his dad, and my dad all start working on the cabinets. So they kind of do like an assembly line. Nick's dad and Nick build the cabinets, and then my dad puts the cabinets up. No problems there, it got done, did it, good, happy, everything is okay. So everything goes good with the cabinets, my dad gets them all installed. There was only one that we needed to replace. It was just a tad too big, but it's not a big deal. It was one of the upper cabinets, so we're good. So Monday rolls around, and then we have the countertop people come in. Basically all they do is measure the base cabinets so that they know how to cut the stone when they go back to their place of work. And they said it can take 2 to 3 weeks. They're hoping that it's 2 weeks because that will make sure it's in time for Christmas. So everybody say a little prayer for me and Nick that the countertops will be in time. And what's cool about them as well is we ordered our sink with them, so they will cut the hole for the sink and then install the sink. So that just takes the stress off of us. So now Wednesday of this week, Nick installed the floor. He was up until 3 in the morning installing floor, and I really didn't want to stop him because I really wanted the floor done, but I work at 7 a.m. and listening to the saw and all the noise at 3 in the morning, you know, you eventually crack. So I ended up having to text him and say, okay, that's it, you're done for the night. I work in 4 hours, like, you keep waking me up. So he got the majority of the floor done. There's probably like 2 feet left, if that. So now here we are. Today is Thursday. My dad's coming overnight to do some mudding. All we really have to do now is finish the mudding, the sanding, some painting. We have to do the end panels on the cupboards, and then bring the appliances in and finish up the cupboards, put the shelves in, put the doors in. You do that last so that you don't scrape them up or hurt them while you're installing things. So yeah, it has been a process. I just want to say thanks to everyone who's helped. So basically Nick's dad and my dad, who've done everything, especially my dad. He's literally done the entire kitchen almost solo. We can only help out here and there, and I can even barely help at all. So it's been hard, I will admit. Like, I am hungry and cranky, and I've been eating like shit for the past couple months, and I feel like shit most of the time, and you know, I'm not feeling confident about myself because I'm eating garbage all the time. But you know, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I can feel good about it. I like how everything looks, and I guess I will show you that before I end this video. So as you can tell, we have the living room floor continuing into the kitchen. We have a dishwasher going here, and then so the countertop will carry out, and then we're gonna end it off in the corner. And then we've got our base cabinets. We have the floor all the way through. Over here is going to be a breakfast bar. We're gonna have a countertop in between here and then 2 bar stools. This is our temporary fridge, just there for now. Also, we are going to be doing a type of light fixture here. We're not really sure yet, but it's gonna be over the sink. And then we're also gonna be doing pot lights through the ceiling. So probably just like 3 pot lights, strip of pot lights across. We also want to do above the counter lighting, so maybe like a Phillips strip or whatever we can hide up there, which will be super awesome. This is the cabinet that we have to replace. Nick actually has it in his car. We just have to bring it in for my dad to install. Next, this is our temporary fridge, what we've been using, but our actual fridge is not this one, and it will be going here, and we will have a panel that will hide the fridge. And then this is just the floor that Nick has to finish, which I'm sure he will finish tonight. That won't take him long at all. He's really quick at the floor, so that's great. So yes, I know it's a huge mess right now, and I'm sorry, but hopefully you guys will be able to see the final product soon. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this update video. I'm sorry that it wasn't super interesting, but hey, you get to see the tragedies of my life, and you know, maybe the things you can look out for if you're renovating your house. I can't wait to show you guys when this place is done. It's gonna be so exciting, and hopefully our kitchen is done by Christmas. I would so love it if you would subscribe and turn your notifications on. That way you can see when it's done, which will hopefully be really soon. Give this video a thumbs up if you like videos like this, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.